So, this is just one time I want to do a simple message for women who literally have to think on how they can remain strong, remain beautiful, both inside and outside of them. Um, and this is the point where I find out that a lot of women are literally living a life of which is not theirs exactly. So let me explain. A woman drives herself to please almost every individual around her. So you tend not to live your own life. You tend to live the life that needs to be portrayed or given to you as no choice to be expressional. Now, let me explain more about the sacrifices the woman makes. One question I want to ask women: how many of you are actually living your present dream kind of life in your profession, in your career, in the basis of family values? Also, that you sacrifice most of the things you want to do to make sure that you nurture, you grow your kids, and you give them the best of training by the available time you provide. Now, for some other women, they have to ignore these other facts and grow their career and become career mothers and women, living a life which seems to please them at the basis of these are the things they want to do. But then there is the other aspect of the people around them. There is the world watching them as they climb, as they grow in their career to achieve these things they want to. But then the society will frown. Oh, she's not there for her family. Oh, she's not there to look up, to take care of the kids. Oh, she's not there to do X, Y, Z. Now, they don't really sacrifice all of that I earlier mentioned, but they're career driven. But then, in the line of being career driven women, they would have made so much money over time to pay for those things that that let's say other women can't afford. So there is the life part of challenge where most women, in 100%, 70% of women are not living the lives which they really want to live because they end up living their lives to please 70% of the people around them. So you please your mother, you please your father, you please your friends, you please your spouse, you please your children, you please who again? Do I want to count how many people? You please your in laws. Sometimes you do that, and you go out of your way to the extreme to make sure that you're doing all of this. But then, in the quiet time, unknowingly to you, you are not entirely happy because, hey, you have sown. Now, how many women feel this way? That you have given so much of your time to grow, to sow, to plant, to nurture your home, your spouse, to nurture the beauty of existing as a wife, mother, friend, and then you feel that you're getting so little of what you've given out. Now, this is not to make the woman feel less. This is not to make the woman feel sad. This is not to make the woman feel like the woman has to make sure there is food, even if you're not given enough to provide that food. You have to make sure that there's food. The woman has to make sure that the children are well taken care of. The woman has to make sure that the home is well tended to. The woman has to make sure that her husband is well taken care of. The woman has to make sure that the extended family, no matter what it is, you should make sure those things remain as it is. The woman has so many things to put forward in front of the world. And then it is more fortune that the woman helps the men to spend their money. But the truth is that the financials of the men is not something the women need to know about, because men would not want to discuss what the financials are like. So, but then it's been given in quotes that the woman in the home spends most of the money that the man has. Again, in quotes, because the basic amenities and necessities needs to be provided for the children, needs to be provided for the running of the home, is still perceived that the woman spends the most of the man's income. As a woman, would you want to drive to have your own income that you can also spend for you, and also you spend unknowingly in running the home? Sometimes it is perceived that even when you spend this money, it is not seen as valuable spent. A woman is a strong gem. A woman is also supposed to be very, very fragile. A woman is supposed to be nurtured. A woman is supposed to be like a petal of flowers that can wither so easily when she cannot withstand the storm. A woman's soul needs to connect with her mind, needs to connect with her heart, needs to sync with her body. Now, a lot of times, most women don't even connect with their body, with their soul, with their mind, with their heart. So, most times, you find that they're so distant from their inner self that they lead to live a life that becomes post traumatic stress. Do you know sometimes if you narrow the data to very tiny data between 10% to 90% to 100%, 90% of women don't find time to rest. They're not happy with the situation. So, what do? There's the makeover value. They put the makeup on the face, it covers the dark circle. They make up so pretty. You don't even see the undertone of the skin. It's a make believe to make you feel, oh, there's glamour. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, it's so beautiful. You find the world of pretense. How many women will tell you, without the makeup on the face, I can be who I want to become? Like, I wouldn't pretend in the dark circles, but makeup on my face, that it's also beautiful when the woman is okay. So let me come to the fact where a lot of women would pretend that everything is so okay and they never tell you about your problems. It becomes a level where they can never get help. Nobody's going to help you. Now, it also gets to the point where you have no voice to speak out. Like you can't speak out about what you're going through. You can't tell anybody. And then even the few people you get to tell, which might become your parents, oh, you have to endure, oh, you have to bear. Sometimes you cry in secret. You cry so bad. You soak your pillow so bad. And then you say again, how many times? How many women have gone to school, get certificates, and the certificates are buried? Like they never get to work. It's not because it's a choice. Now, even when it becomes like it's a choice, some women want to do more. Some women have a lot of potential. Some women have not just potential, but they're so intelligent to spring, to blossom, to grow, to have affluence, to have influence, to have so many, in quotes, proximity for success. But trust me, there's a chunk, there's a trunk. Now, when I mean there's a shutdown that makes that woman not become who she wants to become. There's a shutdown where that woman cannot explore her level of what she can offer the what she can offer the society. So let me tell you something. Let me be very honest. Women need to tend to know who they are. Women need to tend to find that nurturing from their body to their soul, to their mind, to their heart, so you can live longer, so you can experience the fortitude of living, so you can also tell yourself, and there is no time that is late. You can only cry about it now, but there is no time that is late. There's no time where you tell yourself that I never knew. There is no time where you say, I'm going to cry, I'm going to cry, I'm going to cry. But trust me, just at the end of the tunnel, it opens up a door where we are trying to teach you as women to love, not to be broken. You don't need to be broken entirely. You need to find yourself at the point when you know that I have found myself and I'm not sinking. Just yesterday, I was talking to someone on the phone, and this is not even a woman. So he called me up, and I was telling this person on the phone, imagine if you have been nurturing a plant for years. Imagine if you have given so much into your garden and you have developed that garden over years. You have watered the plants. You have so looked at the gardens to blossom. You have experienced that your plants are growing. You have done that with passion. You have done that with everything. You have done that because you are trying to till on the ground where you have sown. And then you realize that you cannot even get the fruitfulness of the garden you till. You cannot even reap the ripe of those fruits. You have put in so much effort, but you get little from the garden you've been trying to nurture. You look at the plants, they are so grown, but you cannot pluck anything from the ground. And so you cannot reap on a ground where you did not sow. You cannot also reap from a ground where you did not plant. You can only reap from the ground where you have put in so much effort. So at this time, you now make up your mind exactly what have I done over time in tilling, in sowing, in planting, did I get to reap? This is where I'm going to cut this message short. So, thank you so much for being a part of this wonderful session. And I do appreciate every one of you. Thank you.